Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. And today, I'm going to be covering why Donald Trump's chances at re-election have never been better than ever, and all of his paths to getting to 270 electoral college votes. Now, before we get started with the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow all socials in the links in the description down below, hit that bell so you don't miss another video, and join our Discord server so you don't miss out our communication in our community. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. And so, pretty much as of right now, guys, Donald Trump is in a very good position to win. He's currently up in the RCP average by 2.3% compared to Joe Biden's 5.5 percentage point lead as of this day on of 2020. And so Biden had a 7.2 lead in the popular vote and only won the popular vote by 4.5. So it overestimated him. And he barely won the electoral college. He only won the electoral college, through Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona by approximately 42,000 votes, making it one of the closest presidential elections we've ever had in recent history. And so, because of that, we are going to be going over the electoral map and showing you all of the paths for Donald Trump to getting to 270 electoral college votes. I have started taking into account all of the illegal immigrants that have poured into the country who are possibly going to be able to vote depending on the states. I'm also going to be accounting for the fact that both our countries extremely politically polarized. And so my predictions from now on are going to change. I originally had Trump very bullish on winning a landslide victory. However, I don't know if that would be exactly possible due to our political climate. And so, as of right now, for the safe Republican states, you're going to see all of these states go by over 15 points for Donald Trump pretty easily. More than likely, these are all of the states that would go safe. At this point, I'd say this is about it, to be honest. And the state of Indiana would go as well. The state of Alaska, the state of Maine's second district, as well as Ohio and Iowa would also go likely Republican. Now, they'd be very high margins. I think Alaska would be a 12-point win. I think Iowa's like a 13-point win. This is an 11-point win, and this would probably be about close to 13, 14-point win at this point in time. For the safe Democratic states, I think Biden wins California, wins Washington by over 15, likely Oregon, likely Colorado. I think Illinois is going to fall under 15, as well as New York. I think New York would still fall under 15 in this scenario. I think New Jersey and Delaware fall under likely in this scenario as well. And if we keep going, right, you'll see that, there was a poll out of Maine that had Trump up by 6 points. So I'd say that maybe the state is a little bit more competitive this cycle. Maybe you could put Maine second district in that safe Republican column, and maybe Maine is a little bit more competitive for the most part. And so at this point, we could say, okay, Hawaii would also be a safe Democratic state. We'd also have likely Texas and likely Florida because of the fact there are such big Hispanic trends within these states as of right now. I think that more than likely, New Mexico is probably not going to fall under 5. It's probably going to stay in the likely category for now, just because of the fact that I think a lot of white suburban voters are going to trend to the left way more than I had initially expected. Hence why my chances on Trump winning over 320 electoral college votes have very, very diminished since a couple of days ago. I'm also going to put the state of Virginia in the likely column. I think Donald Trump will probably lose it by about 6 percentage points at this point in time. I also think that in Nebraska's second congressional district, it's probably going to be lean, but now we have all our swing states. I think for the lean Republican states, you'd have North Carolina be a lean Republican state, and Georgia could possibly be a 2 to 4 point win for Trump depending on the shift there. I think that Trump is going to regain support with some African Americans due to their turnout dipping. However, overall, the state is going to trend to the left for the most part, and so that is why I have it in the lean column. The state of Minnesota is probably going to be a lean margin. I think that the state is going to reverse, especially with a big third party vote share. I think, in my opinion, the state is going to revert back just a tiny bit, but we will keep an eye on that state. And now I think for right now, New Hampshire with that white suburban shift, even though I think it is going to shift to the right, I think it's still going to vote for Biden as of right now, as well as that Nebraska 2nd congressional district. And at this point, Donald Trump is sitting at 251 electoral college votes to Joe Biden's 224. Now, Trump has multiple pathways to the presidency. He could win the presidency by winning Pennsylvania, basically overcoming all of the suburban areas there, overcoming the city area by running up the rural, the rural trends there. And if he's able to do that, he could actually end up pulling out a victory in the state of Pennsylvania, which would already grant him 270 electoral college votes. Another path that he would have is the state of Arizona and Wisconsin, which would be more than likely the most realistic scenario in terms of a closer victory, just because of the fact that these were Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona were the closest states in the 2020 election. So, as for a close victory, that might be the most realistic scenario. He could also win with Nevada and Michigan. He could get a 272 with Nevada and Michigan. And I think Nevada is going to go red because of Hispanic trends for the most part as well. I think that is going to be the case. I've basically already given Trump Wisconsin and Nevada, so he really has to only flip Arizona, Michigan, or Pennsylvania. And I also think as of right now, he probably does win Michigan as of right now. Maybe even Wisconsin being in the lean Republican category just because of Trump's polling lead. I think maybe Wisconsin is in a very, very good position for Trump, including Nevada possibly. So Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Arizona could be like the most closest states on the map. I think Donald Trump does win the state of Pennsylvania. I think he's going to run it up in the rural working class areas there, and I think Maine could actually be closer than Minnesota or New Hampshire just because of the fact that Trump is leading in a poll there by 6, and usually third party vote shares really tend to affect Maine, and a lot of RFK voters are going to be former Biden voters that don't like either Biden or Trump. And so I think Trump is going to be able to eat into the margin here a little bit. And you could even say the same for like a state like New Hampshire, for example. You could even say the same thing for that. However, we'll get closer. As we get closer, we'll be able to see more polling data add up there. I think the one swing state that Biden does have a chance of holding on to is Arizona. The state is really left trending. A lot of white suburban voters are moving to the left. A lot of Rhino McCain Republicans are in that state, as well as the fact that they basically denied the laws to check for voter ID when people to go vote. So a lot of illegal immigrants and are going to be able to vote, and Californians are there. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if he wins it by over a point. But as of right now, I would categorize it as probably tilt Biden. And so right now, this is my electoral college scenario. I have Donald Trump at 301 electoral votes to 237 electoral college votes. If Michigan and Pennsylvania flip, Joe Biden would barely win the presidency with literally just a couple of thousand votes. The map would probably end up looking like this in that scenario. This is probably what the map would basically look like if that were to be the case. And Michigan would probably be lean Democrat by then, and Minnesota would probably be likely. So this is what that map would end up looking like for the most part. And so that's pretty much it for this video. I kind of wanted to go over, Trump's pathway to basically winning 270 electoral votes. And this is kind of an updated prediction, sort of, even from last Friday, just because I wanted to come on here and really give you guys an honest analysis. I think I was being really bullish on Trump, on, him winning Georgia by a 5 or like whatever. So, or like Wisconsin by likely margin, or like Arizona by like, a couple of points. I think maybe the polling is going to be a little bit off. So as we get closer, I could make an adjustment, but we will definitely see. Does that mean that Trump can't win Georgia by 5? I think he could absolutely win it by 5. I mean, the polling has him up by 8 points. So it's not impossible. I just think that Biden is going to be winning some of the undecided voters, not by like a crazy margin, but I think he's going to win just enough of some undecided voters to be able to sway the election in his favor a tiny bit. You could say, okay, maybe Trump does get 312 electoral votes and Arizona would be the closest state. But I think right now, just because of the fact there's so many Californians there, and even like basically a governor like Carrie Lake couldn't even well, not governor, but a candidate like Carrie Lake couldn't even get in. I don't even really think. I think Donald Trump's chances in the state have really diminished. You could see him possibly pick off Maine even before Arizona, depending on the demographics. And it would be cool because he'd get 303 and Joe Biden would get 220, 235. So that'd be kind of cool. Like it would be a mirror image from the previous election. And the reason why I say that is because if you were to give, Biden all of the states that he won in 2020 and just put the 2020 map on here, Joe Biden would have 303 to 235. So I think that would be a pretty cool mirror reflection of the previous election. You could even say Pennsylvania's lean Republican or like possibly even Nevada in these circumstances as well, depending on, how we go on. But as of right now, this is Trump's pathway to winning the presidency. If you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that little bell so you don't miss another video. Follow all socials in the links in the description down below and join our Discord server so you can talk to our community. I will see you guys at 6:45 for the DC primary stream.